So guys, a few hours ago, we've had something come through on Discord, which very well may be the start of the next community outrage. Now I say that, and it may not be that far from the truth. I'm really hoping it's not. Please, Plarium, if you see this video, do this one simple thing, okay? This one simple thing will fix it from being a huge deal to really not that big of an issue, okay? The Raid Digest. This is what came out about an hour or so ago, okay? You guys may have already seen it, but here we go. It's usually posted in the Discord, so most people probably don't see it. But we have some information, okay? Champions new and old, not really a big deal, okay? We got some new champions. We already got Python. We're consistently getting new champions in the game. We also have the anniversary event with Gallic. Not really that big of a deal. For me, I'm not looking forward necessarily to getting a 3-star Gallic Awakening, but maybe it's cool for some people if you start it with Gallic, I guess. But either way, that's neither here nor there. We have some Plarium play points fix in mobile, which basically allows you to not have to see the red dot if you're annoyed by red dots. You should no longer get a red dot popping up on your mobile device to claim Plarium play points, which you literally cannot claim from mobile because it's a PC-only reward for the mobile game that is Raid Shadow Legends. But that's neither here nor there because we have much bigger issues to talk about today. It's not the visual bugs called by Taras or calls by Taras. I mean, those, I've actually never even noticed it. The visual bugs by Ultimate Death Knight on his HP bar, though, that is kind of big news, to be honest, because Ultimate Death Knight, many times in the arena, I thought he was dead and he had like tens of thousands of HP left. It's very annoying. But either way, that's not community outrage inducing. This right here, not the personal reward CVC, which, I mean, it is personal reward CVC coming up, which is kind of cool. That's not the community outrage potential. This right here is. And honestly, if they do the one simple fix that I'm about to say, I'm not trying to drag it out, but then we should be fine. But basically, let's read this, okay? Furthermore, we're going to slightly enhance some blessings. That's good. No outrage from that. Making them more viable choice, because there's not very many that are that useful. On the other hand, this is where they get you, right here. On the other hand, a couple of others we're going to talk about, currently considered overpowered by many, will become more balanced while retaining their usefulness. All right, so Plarium, please, if you've watched to the 3-minute mark of my video, if you make this change, if the blessings are nerfed at all, which it sounds like they're going to be, please give everybody free resets on their blessings. Because if the theme of nerfing a champion and not returning the books for people who invested in a champion who's now not as good as he was is kept, so the same thing is happening here, then if you're somebody like me who's reset the blessings on some champions, and now all of a sudden, if I want to switch it to the same tier of blessings, I have to pay 200 gems, even to go to a rare one if it gets buffed somehow. Or if I want to switch to a different blessing category, I got to pay 300 gems. That is going to be very, very infuriating. I mean, books and stuff are more valuable than gems, but you have potentially a lot of champions that you would have to switch these blessings for. And it's going to be the same price, as far as I'm aware, for whatever rarity, okay? So the first blessing you do is going to be free, all right? So the first blessing you switch is going to be 100% free. So what I want to warn you guys, all right, before we even know what Plarium's going to actually do, if you get any good blessings between now and the next patch, honestly, I wouldn't even place the blessing on the champion. You can awaken the champion, go ahead and do that, but I personally would not select any blessing, because even if Plarium does give you a reset, then you're only going to be able to reset it once, and then you're going to have to pay next time. Whereas if you wait until the blessing, all the information comes out, then you can decide what you actually want. And then if you want to reset it later, you'll still have that free reset. So save your free reset. Don't use any blessings on champions yet if you haven't switched them already. If you want to switch a champion, wait until the actual information comes out, because let's take a look at this, all right? I want to hear from you guys, what blessings do you think will be changed? For me, Brimstone, Polymorph, I mean, those are really the two big ones. What other blessing is overpowered? I mean, I don't think Brimstone's overpowered. I haven't seen anybody complaining about Brimstone. Brimstone, I think, speeds up PvE content. Great. Doesn't really have much effect in PvP, maybe in low levels, but I don't think it really does at all. It's really good in Sand Devils. Kind of some teams, the only way they finish it is because they have Brimstone. So very good in Sand Devils, good in Clan Boss, good in Hydra, very good, very, very good in Hydra. So it's got a lot of good uses. I don't think it's overpowered in a bad way. It's not affecting nobody and just helping you speed up runs. Unless I'm missing something, I think Brimstone's perfectly fine, but I got a feeling if they're talking about overpowered blessings, this is going to be on the chopping block. Now, the blessing that I think people do talk about, and this is kind of where I get an issue, is Polymorph, okay? This blessing is probably the one that's most towards overpowered because what it does in the arena is it basically causes you to not consistently be able to bring a debuff champion. So no Ramantu, no Madame Saris, no Prince Kymar, no champion who places debuffs, because if you place a debuff, you have a chance of being sheeped. That's never good. Nobody wants to be sheeped, right? So if they change this debuff to have a lower percentage chance, then it's not really going to take that RNG factor away. I mean, a 1-star polymorph lands polymorph. And I mean, you still have to play around that. You can play around it. Not a huge issue. It makes for slower arena fights, but it's not really that big of a deal, okay? It is annoying, but maybe it gives some like lower spin free-to-play players more of a chance, especially in the higher levels of arena. Now I can understand lower levels of arena where you kind of rely on those debuffs. Then if you can't do that without running the risk of being sheeped, then I can understand where it's an issue. But what I'm thinking is that, and let me know what you guys think as well. If they lower the percentage chance of sheep, it doesn't make that significant of a change. If they completely change how polymorph works, then that's probably going to make me want to switch away from polymorph. And if I switch away from polymorph, then I'm probably going to want to not spend 200 to 300 gems doing so. That's just way too much, okay? So we're going to have to wait and see what actually happens with polymorph, but I really can't imagine a world where the only overpowered blessing is changed, but not in a way that makes me want to switch away from it. Because, like I said, I mean, I've already iterated a few times. I don't know how they could possibly change it. Let me know what you guys think. Soul Reap, I don't see it used very often. At the higher levels, it's really good. I mean, it's definitely pretty strong. I mean, 20% targets HP threshold. That's super, super annoying. But I don't necessarily think it's overpowered. Possibly. I mean, it's 6-star, but that's 6-star, very hard to get. It definitely hits super hard, but there's potentially better blessings as well. Life Harvest, 6-star. I have never really seen anybody use it whatsoever. Word of the Fallen, few people use it. I don't think it's overpowered. Temporal Change, it's annoying, but I don't necessarily think it's overpowered. It's 6-star, it's super annoying, but I don't think they could change it. Personally, I can't think of any way they could change it and make it like significantly balanced without making it not too enticing. Here, Lightning Cage is very, very popular. Lightning Cage, I like it. I'm a huge fan of it. Basically, what it does is when activated, Lightning Orb stack randomly protects one other active buff from being removed, stolen, or transferred. After activation, it disappears. Champion can have a maximum stack of 3 Lightning Orbs. So you're basically just protecting your buffs on your champions, which I think is really cool. So Lightning Cage maybe gets nerfed, but I really hope it doesn't. I don't think it's breaking the game for anybody. Intimidating Presence, I mean, it's nice in some areas, but I don't think it's a huge deal. I mean, it's kind of a middle of the line blessing. Now there's a lot of blessings that are just not good. All right, Commanding Presence, not terrible in some epics. Chainbreaker, where are you using this? Some of these rare ones, very, very niche situations. Crushing Rin is okay. Incinerate, I mean, what is this? What is this? This is trash. Increases the damage inflicted by HP burn debuffs placed by this champion in the arena. All right, well, I guess if activating burns or burning enemies was any viable use in the arena whatsoever, this could be good. But I couldn't care less if my HP burn was increased by 50%, I don't think. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it's actually the meta equipping Walking Tomb Dring with Incinerate, 6-star, and doing 50% more damage from HP burn. Maybe that is the way to go, and I'm just missing something. But I don't think so. As far as these 2 rare ones, I've never seen anybody wear this. This champion will receive less damage when under stun. I mean, if you're under any of these debuffs, you'd probably rather just a cleanse, right? Versus receiving less damage. But I mean, 30% less damage, that's pretty significant. If it's under freeze, you're going to receive very little damage because freeze already reduces it by a good chunk. Survival Instinct partially fills this champion's turn meter whenever a debuff is placed, spread, or transferred onto them. Interesting, I guess. But honestly, I don't see many of these being used. Most of the blessings that really the main blessing is Brimstone. Get it on your legendary champion, get it at 1-star, and you're going to have a huge boost. Get Polymorph, get it at 1-star, huge boost. Crushing Rin on your damage dealers, huge boost. Throw Cruelty on your champions to decrease the enemy's damage over the course of the battle, and Hydra, huge boost. Lethal Dose, what is this? Increases the damage enemies receive from poison debuffs placed by this champion. That sounds pretty cool, right? This sounds amazing. In the arena, now it sounds terrible. What are you doing with arena poisons, huh? Same thing with the HP burn. What are you doing with that stuff? Phantom Touch is good, does have some uses. Dark Resolve, Chance of blocking any freeze, provoke, and true fear debuffs whenever an enemy tries to place them on this champion. 20% chance of blocking it? Why? Why would you want that? That's too much RNG with too little benefit. It's just, I mean, the stats are okay, all right? The stat boosts are nice. But as far as like a lot of these blessings, Iron Will, never seen anybody use it. Heaven Cast, I don't think I've seen anybody use this. Decrease the damage this champion receives from the enemy skills activated by other skills. Okay, so maybe, but I don't think. So like counterattacks? I've not seen anybody use that. Debuffs placed with this champion's default skill will ignore percentage of the target's resistance. 40% of the target's resistance. But then you have Polymorph going. Maybe very niche situation. Most of these blessings are very niche. So I like that they're going to change some of them. I love it. I love that they're going to buff some blessings. But man, oh man, am I nervous about them nerfing blessings. I think it's going to cost potentially hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of gems. But if we have it completely free, that's no problem whatsoever. I don't have an issue. If we can all switch it for free, ideally just wipe everybody clean. Not necessarily reset their blessings completely, but maybe give them 2 free resets or just even 1 free reset. Because Mithrala, I may not want her to be in Brimstone no more if they're going to change the daggone Brimstone blessing, right? I mean, why would I want it at that point? So either way, guys, just a heads up. I wanted to let you all know, if you get any champions awakened, do not equip their blessings just yet. And if you do not switch any blessings or you may be out 300 gems, which is going to be a pretty crappy situation to be in. So guys, let me know what you think. What blessings do you think are going to be on the chopping block? And honestly, majority of them are probably due for a buff. Let's see what Hunter K says. I'm pretty sure Brimstone's on the nerf list now. Yeah, he's probably right. Brimstone is probably on the nerf list. But guys, with that said, thank you all very much for watching the video. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next one.